Divestor Babble. Divestors explain to you and show you why you only see divestors in hotels, motels, and cars with white men and rarely in public. Take a listen.
We ain't gonna kill you. We ain't gonna kill. We got something better than that.
What's better?
Shut the
You don't want your money.
Shut the up. Just shut up, Harold.
Yes, sir.
Shut the up. The where was you gonna give me my money? All that fucking heart attack ass don't do it. Cause you fucking play with me, you play with my money, you try to get out my car one more time and stab your ass in your neck.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't me.
Yes, ma'am.
The don't try to waste all my gas.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand I ain't got no fucking gas money?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The wrong with you and you wanna stop fucking playing with me. Reach me my door one more fucking time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we got your ass on camera too. Talking about some fucking bad. Turn your ass in, fucking play with me. The wrong with you? How you gonna be broke as hell trying to buy some? The fuck wrong with you? Got me coming out here for shit. Bitch, I really kill your ass. Shut the fuck up. Oh, we finna beat your ass though. We ain't gonna kill you. Take everything out. Reach for my door. I'm gonna make you fall out your guy.
I don't have anything over.
Give me everything out.
Yes, ma'am. Pockets.
Yes, ma'am. Pockets.
Watch that.
Here's
Watch
my
his
hat.
ass. Watch his ass, Cole.
Here's my
Watch
hat.
that door.
Here's my hat and my shorts.
Fuck.
You don't want to get.
Man, I should kill this bitch nigga. Bitch won't fucking play with me. I keep telling you, bitch ain't shit he play with. Bitch wanna play with my fucking money. Unlock the door, cuz.
Unlock the door,
Take the socks off. What's wrong with you? Wanna fucking play with me? Scrap! Hurry the fuck up on somebody come. Hurry the fuck you looking at, bitch. Your stupid ass on. Hurry up and take that out, man. You on the dead end. I'll leave your ass dead right here. Take the fucking shit off. I'll rip that shit.
Oh, this shark with the rain. Don't make it just
Bro,
leave me somewhere else.
Take that fucking shit off.
Strip me there.
Go on about your
Up and take that shit off.
I'll go in the shop.
man. Look at this big ass chair. Come on, take it off. Take. Tell me, take that off. Take it all off. Take it off. Give me shit.
Yes, my crush said he couldn't date me because I was black. Let me just tell you the story. So for context, I went to a private school in Northern Virginia. If you've ever been to one, you know what I'm talking about. It was literally modern day segregation. And I mean that literally, there was a common area for everyone to hang out and they designated a corner of it that they called the black corner. And all the black people had to sit there. And if you left the black corner, they'd tell you to go back to the black corner. Okay. It was literally like that. That's not the point of this story though. Sophomore year, I had a lab partner. He was really cute. He had the dark brown hair. He was really indie. He was into Arctic Monkeys and Jack White and all that kind of stuff. We used to just talk the whole time in class about music and life and all this kind of stuff. And then after school, he hit me up. We're texting, talking about music, talking about our shared interests. We're laughing. We're having a good time. And people are starting to notice, in class, we're having a good time. People are like, okay, Cameron and Redacted? Even our chem teacher was like, you two should date. You have chemistry. And everyone's like, ooh. And I was like, I mean, we do. We literally do. So one day, we had just come off a good text conversation last night in class. That rapport was going. I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, we've been doing this for some months now. Maybe we should try hanging out outside of school. And I'm a shot shooter, y'all. I would shoot my shot. So I'm like, I'm going to ask him out. So after class, we're lingering a little bit. I'm like, okay, it's time to make my move. And I'm like, hey, we've been talking a lot. I'd really like to hang out outside of school. Why don't we go ice skating at this place that's near the school? And he said, yeah, that sounds cool. So I'm like, period. But immediately after, he was like, I want to go, but I can't. It's not allowed, And I'm like, what? You're not allowed to date? Your mommy said you can't go? What? I asked him what he meant by that. And he lowered his voice and he's like, I like you, but we can't go out. I never hear the end of it from my friends. And he's looking around kind of paranoid and said, you're different from me. We're in two different groups and I can't really cross over into your group and you can't really cross over into my group. So it's just not going to work out. Then two of his friends walked by and saw us talking together and they kind of made this face that I obviously saw, right? And he's like, you know what? It's better actually if we don't talk in public just to be safe. And I'm like, what? But I'm just kind of standing there, right? I'm in shock. Then he touched one twist from my hair and was like, I wish it didn't have to be this way. You're so pretty for a black girl. And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Now, the way my self-esteem was set up as a 15-year-old, this was one of the most damaging events of my adolescence. This is what kicked off my quest for whiteness, my self-hatred for being black, my thinking that I'm ugly. Literally, this is where it all started. Damn, you wonder why no one likes you? You wonder why she has a boyfriend and you don't? It's because of you. Who would ever like you? Obviously no one. And we all know you're in love with Redacted, but obviously he doesn't like you back because who would love a fat, ugly, hairy bitch like you? You should realize that now because that's why he doesn't like you and why no one ever will. So you should just go unalive yourself. Yeah, so that happened in 8th grade. This boy said this to me because we were all talking about how his relationship was built on a lie, essentially. And instead of saying anything to anybody else, he directly targeted me as he always did. And this time he went a little too far. The thing about being fat, ugly, and hairy and a bit, like, they said that every day, so I wasn't really concerned about that. But that was the first time someone had ever told me, no one is ever gonna love you, so you should just die. Like, that was, can you say that on TikTok? You should just unalive. I have never got that before. The worst part about it was he said this in front of my best friend, my crush, and the teacher. Like, out of those 3 people, and the crush liked me back, y'all. So this was not even like an unrequited crush, okay? My best friend, my crush, and the teacher. None of them said anything when this guy just told me, no one will ever love you, so you should unalive. They all were just like, wow. Ooh, like what? So my trauma brain, because it was trying to protect me, redacted this memory from my mind. I low-key forgot that this happened, but I did not forget the lesson that I internalized from this, which was 3 things, honestly. One, the only girls that deserve love are skinny, conventionally attractive with no body hair. Those are the only girls who will ever be loved. 2, you can't count on anybody. The people who love and support you can only do so in private. It's embarrassing to like you. It's embarrassing to support you and love you. So I'm only going to do it when nobody can see me. And if they ever call it out, I'm not going to mention that I'm one of them ones. And 3, if you're not in a romantic relationship, you literally should not be alive. Like, the whole point of your life as a girl, as a woman, is to find a man that will love you. And if there's no man that loves you, you literally just should not exist. There's no purpose for you being alive. This happened 10 years ago, and I'm just now really, truly learning and accepting that I do deserve love, no matter what I look like, and that not having a romantic partner is not the end of the road. And it's not the end of your life. Like, long story short, if anyone's told you that no one's ever gonna love you, that's not true. Do not listen to them. There are people who love you right now, and there will be so many more people who love you in the future. To answer this question, I'm going to read an excerpt from my memoir that I had to write for my sociology class back in school, talking about this incident. From that moment on, every difference between me and the other girls became glaringly obvious. I became aware that their Eurocentric, beautiful features were more attractive to men, and if I wanted to be pretty, I would have to be like them. I wanted to be considered dateable and be accepted by the other girls, so conformity became a need, and I began the process of acculturation, the adoption of the dominant attitudes, including Western standards of beauty. I started dieting to achieve the same level of thinness as the white girls. Whatever they were wearing, I bought. Whatever white girls were saying, I said. Whatever they were doing, I did. My efforts were reinforced by my field hockey teammates telling me I looked better with straight hair and makeup. Every change I made was met with the phrase, "You look better." Then I started talking about how I wasn't even good enough because then they had an all-grade party and didn't invite me. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to try harder. And I said, my insecurity and anxiety about my identity forced me to try harder to become like the other girls. I tried to purge my meals to become skinnier. I researched skin bleaching cream. I asked my mom to give me a perm. I cried and prayed to God that I would wake up white. And every morning my prayers were left unanswered. Slowly, I began sinking into a deep depression. I quit my club, stopped studying, etc. Because I adopted the Western cultural norm of thinness, I developed a borderline bulimic. Wow. Child, I forgot that I went so deep in this memoir. Like, I really was telling it. But it's true. I developed an eating disorder because I wanted to be thin. I was bigger than all of the white girls, and I wanted to be thin because the white girls were the only ones who were allowed to date them. I realized I had internalized the racism I experienced to the extent that I believed every stereotype, every insult, and every joke my white peers told about my race. I had developed the Lily complex, the belief that the only way to be beautiful was to look as close to white as possible. And by trying to alter myself to be considered attractive compared to a physically unattainable Eurocentric standard of beauty, I started to hate my own real body and hate myself because it's like literally impossible for me to look like that. And I hate to break it to you, by the time I got to high school, I already knew what whiteness could do for you. Like, I already knew what it means to be white and the privileges you get from that and all of that. So it wasn't for me to learn now to not like whiteness. I learned that it's like impossible for me to be black and be successful and be happy and have a date and all these things. So yeah, at that point, it was like a really formative time for me. And that's when a lot of black girls' self-esteem is really easily influenced by what's going on in their romantic lives. So
Divestors think that if they act and look more white, then white men will flock to them. As you've seen and heard, white men are flocking to divestors when they are broke and when they don't want to pay for sex. Now it's starting to make more sense. Divestors are always into sex work, yet white men only go to them because they don't have to pay. Did the divestor in the middle think that the white man was going to wife her if she gave him a crusty 2-for-1 special? Divesting gone wrong.